So I'm at the airport. It's a Friday morning, and I'm flying back home after being in Dallas all week for work. I get there in plenty of time to get through security, get some breakfast, and find my gate. I get a banana nut muffin for breakfast and a London fog. Then I find a nice spot to enjoy my breakfast and do some people watching, as one does at the airport. I take a sip of my London fog. I forgot to ask for sweetener. But it's okay because I'm a real tea drinker and I stay strapped. I rifle through my travel pouch and I find a packet of sugar in the raw. Perfect. I take a bite of my banana nut muffin. It is not banana nut, but it's delicious, so I'm not complaining. I finish my breakfast and continue to people watch. The electronics store nearby is playing a Beyonce mix, so vibes are high, love is on top. I'm feeling pretty good. It's almost time to board, so I make my way to my gate. As I'm sitting at the gate, my phone buzzes. It's a notification from Delta. My flight has been delayed until 10:30. Okay? The original flight time was 9:55, so 10:30, not a big deal. At 10 o'clock, when we should have been boarding, I get another notification. Flight is now delayed until 12:30. Okay. Not ideal, but not too bad. I can still make it home in time to go to the dance social tonight. I'd be late, but I can still make it. I get another notification at noon and again at 2. Each notification pushes my flight back another 2 hours. When I get that notification saying the flight was now departing at 4:30 p.m., I had it. I've been at the airport since 8 a.m. The last bit of optimism I had left my body in the form of tears. There I am, a grown woman, silently crying in front of Smoothie King at DFW Terminal B. But for my inconvenience, Delta so graciously offered me a meal voucher in the amount of $12. If you're wondering what type of meal you can get from the airport for $12, it is a smoothie from Smoothie King. I spend the next few hours wandering around Terminal B looking like a lost child. My backpack is heavy and my shoulders are hunched over. I'm dragging my carry-on behind me like Linus's blanket. My mascara is smudged and my eyes are red from crying. I know I look like a mess, but I don't care. I just want to go home. At 4 p.m., I make my way back to my gate. As I'm sitting there waiting to board, the gate agent makes an announcement. We have a plane and we have a crew, but we don't have a ground crew. It'll be like another hour for us to round one up. Great. Departure time is now 5:30 p.m. The man sitting across from me immediately looks at me and says, "Man, F this, let's go to the lounge and get a drink." Is he talking to me? I don't know this man. I don't drink, and I don't have lounge access. And I'm traveling alone. Everyone knows, "Let's go get a drink" is the adult version of, "Do you want some candy?" or "Help me find my puppy." He's staring at me waiting for an answer. It's already been a crappy day, so at this point, I'm on my Timmy Turner. What could possibly go wrong? I just keep an eye on my drink, don't go through any doors you can't see behind, keep your head on the swivel. So I said, okay. And I followed him to the lounge. We get to the lounge, and there are 2 agents up front. He intentionally waits to speak to the Nigerian woman because he's built a rapport with her. He had met her earlier in the day. He told her she had lipstick on her teeth, and she appreciated his candor. We get to the front, and she tells us lounge access is $50 for guests. He offers to pay, and I let him because this was his idea. Then I start thinking, will I now be indebted to this man for $50? What is he expecting of me for $50? In this economy, not much. Besides, I am a lady and a Christian, so the only transaction I'm making today will be through Zelle or Cash App. Thankfully, the woman remembers him, and she lets me in at no charge. Cool. We get in the lounge, and honestly, it's a bit underwhelming. There is free food, but I'm not even hungry. I make myself an Arnold Palmer and have a seat in a leather armchair. I'm chatting with a stranger, and I learned that he's married with 3 kids. Okay, great. He's actually not trying to hook up with me, he's just being friendly. I can be so naive sometimes. There are no announcements in the lounge, so we have to keep checking our app. We look and see that our plane is actually boarding. We leave and we get to the gate. The gate is empty, but the door's still open, so we still make it. We're the last people to board. We joke about missing the flight after waiting all day for it. It takes Stranger a long time to get to his seat because he's chatting up with the crew and making friends again. We finally depart at 6 p.m., 8 hours from the original departure. We get to Atlanta. It's now 9 p.m. As I'm heading towards ground transportation, I think, did I ever thank him for sending me to the lounge or taking me to the lounge? I turn around just in time to see Stranger coming through the jetway doors. I flag him down. I say, hey, thanks for the lounge experience. He's missed his connection, so he's stuck in Atlanta all night. And I have about an hour and a half to kill before my shuttle to Augusta. He looks at me and says, let's go to the lounge to get a drink. Now the stakes are a little higher. It's nighttime. Weird things happen at night. I'm still traveling alone, and we're in Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, which is known for doing trafficking. And besides, I still don't know this man. But it's either spend an hour and a half alone or have another lounge experience with a stranger. So I say, okay, and I follow him. This time the lounge is not closed. We take the plane train to another terminal, and we're walking for a while. I'm walking with him, but I'm staying out of arm's reach. I need to give myself space and time to react in case I need to. We're walking for a while, and I'm starting to wonder, where is this lounge? We finally get there, and it's a discreet entrance on like platform 9 3/4. He walks in and greets the guys up front with familiarity. And I'm thinking, is this what it's like in the life of an extrovert? Once again, we walk in, don't have to pay anything. I get inside, and the Centurion Lounge is ethereal compared to the rest of the airport. There's a tree growing majestically in the center of the room. It looks like one of those little bonsai trees, but like actual tree size. The lights hanging down look like glistening raindrops or morning dew. The decor is dark and moody with lots of natural elements. There are plants and greenery everywhere. I love plants. I'm a single woman of a certain age. You see the plants and cats. I'm in awe. And I'm trying to play it cool on the outside, but inside, I'm feeling like that Quinta Brunson meme. Oh, he got money. I want to take pictures, but I'm also trying to act like I've been somewhere before. Stranger directs me to a more private room on the side with a bar and some seating. It snaps me out of my state of awe. Colette, stay focused. Keep a watch over your drink. Don't go through any doors you can't see behind, and don't sniff any handkerchiefs. Does this smell like chloroform? No. We get to the bar, he daps with the bartenders, and he's chatting with him. He's obviously a regular. And I start to think, does he regularly pick up women on his travels and bring them here? But honestly, I don't care enough to ask. I'm just gonna enjoy my experience. Stranger orders a drink. I don't drink, but I see there's a bottle of Seedlip behind the bar. Ask the bartender, make me a Moscow Mule with the Seedlip. He says he doesn't have ginger beer, but he can do something similar. Cool. We take our drinks and step outside into a small courtyard. There's more greenery and lots of cozy seating. I look up and see the night sky. Everything around me feels quiet and calm, unlike the hustle and bustle of the airport. It's like an oasis in the middle of the airport. The seating is low couches the size of twin beds. I sit across from him with a coffee table between us and lean forward. Can't get cozy. We talk and we get into that type of deep conversations that you have with someone you know you probably never see again. He notices my cup is empty and offers me another. I decline, but he insists. He grabs my cup and goes inside to the bartender. Oh no, I've lost control of my cup. I say, I'll just not drink the drink, and he runs it. No, he'll definitely notice. He's been nice so far, but he's still a strange man. I don't know what he's capable of. I don't want to upset him. I look and I see him chatting with the bartender through the window. What if they're in this together? what if this is part of his routine? I've got to remedy this. As I'm trying to figure out what to do, I feel a breeze. My hoodie. I go inside and I grab my hoodie and I meet him at the bar, just in time to see the bartender pick up a clean glass and start making my drink. Stranger turns to me and says, "Hey, I was gonna bring a drink to you." I said, "Yeah, I know, but I had a little chilly, so I came inside and grabbed my hoodie." He buys it. We go back outside, continue our conversation, and I realize I don't know his name. He tells me his name, Johnny Bravo. Okay, that's not what he actually said, but the name he gave me sounded just as fake. I said, "Sir, that is not your name, that is an alias." He laughs and insists it is his real name, and he gives me his full government, first, middle, and last. But I'm not buying it. He's a Marine. He travels often, charming and charismatic, making connections everywhere, all the characteristics of a spy. I'm on to Jason Bourne. The wife and kids bit was probably just a cover. But in case he really is a spy, I'm not asking questions because I'm not trying to be a casualty. A few minutes later, the manager comes and joins us. The manager, who he refers to as Mom. This guy comes here way too often.
Yeah.
Manager Mom's presence shifts the conversation to a lighter tone. I check the time. It's 10:30. My shuttle leaves at 11, and I'm on the other side of the airport. I gather my things to start getting ready to go. Stranger asked for my number, but I declined because I don't give my number to married men. But during our conversations, I found out that marriage means different things to different people. And his marriage was as open as a Waffle House. I compromised and gave him my Instagram. As I turn to leave, he says, "Hey, I double down with you today." And I said, "You did. Thanks for the experience." I make my shuttle in time. On the way back to Augusta, I reflect on the events of the day. I get home at 2 a.m. I'm exhausted, but unscathed. I told this story with a lot of humor because mine had a happy ending. But for so many other people, it doesn't. Being willing to engage with a strange man when you're a woman, alone, is risky. There's a reason why we choose the bear. But in order to have connections with people, those are risks you gotta be willing to take, but with boundaries, of course. My experience with Johnny taught me a very important lesson about taking risks. No risk, no rewards perks.
One more time for Mr. Randall, please. I swear I was waiting for Ted Bundy. I was like, damn. She's falling for it.